What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another lesson. Now, I'm super pumped for today. We're going to be talking about something that can actually save you a lot of time, stress, and even save your photos, and that's digital storage. I know, maybe not as exciting as a new lens, but still very important. We're going to break down the different types of hard drives, as well as the different types of memory cards that you have, what they're used for, what you should be looking for when you're choosing one to buy, and I'll show you examples of each so you can see the differences. Now let's start with memory cards. These are the little cards that go inside of your camera to store the photos and videos that you take. Let's look at the three most common types. First, we have the SD card. This stands for Secure Digital. Now, these are the most common memory cards. You'll see these guys in everything from beginner cameras all the way to the more advanced professional cameras. They come in different speeds and different storage sizes. Now, a faster speed card is better if you shoot a lot of video, or let's say you're doing a lot of rapid fire shooting like action or sports photos. Now, second is a micro SD card. This is very similar to the SD card, just a smaller version. These things are mostly used for drones or action cameras like GoPros or even inside of your smartphone. They're very convenient, but not quite as fast or strong as the regular SD cards. I should note though, if you're using a micro SD card, you will need to get an adapter to go with it. The micro SD card goes inside of the adapter, so that way you can plug it in to your computer or card reader to access the files. Now, the third type of memory card is a CFexpress card. This stands for Compact Flash Express. Now, this card is used in many professional cameras, especially for video or the super high quality photo cameras like my Hasselblad uses a CFexpress B. They are extremely fast, but they're also a bit more expensive. So you only need to buy one of these, a CFexpress card, if your camera specifically requires one. Okay, now you know the three different types of cards: CFexpress, SD, and micro SD. Just make sure you check to know which type of memory card your camera needs specifically. But after that, you may be wondering to yourself, so my camera needs an SD card, but how do I know which one to buy? Well, here are a couple things you can check. First of all, how much space do you need? Well, I would recommend at least 16 gigabytes, but if you're shooting events, like let's say a wedding where you might have hundreds or even thousands of photographs, you might want to get one that holds more space, something like 128 gigabytes or more. Next is how fast the card is. This is referring to the processing speed, how fast you can process when you're taking the pictures and when you're transferring them to a computer or hard drive. So when you're shopping for a memory card, look on the packaging to see what the speed rating is. It'll probably say it there. You'll often see a number like V30 or U3 or Class 10. These tell you how fast data can be processed. For example, a V30 means you have a minimum write speed of 30 megabytes a second, which is good for 4K video. Also check the read speed, which is usually listed in megabytes per second as well. This affects how fast files transfer to your computer. Now, the higher the number, the faster the card. So for professional photographers, it's recommended to use a U3 or V30 at a minimum. Hey everyone, just really quickly, I want to give a shout out to our sponsor, Art Lens Academy. You see, anyone can take a picture, but becoming an artist, that takes a little bit more. Now, Art Lens Academy is a comprehensive program built on a 4-part framework. It's designed to take you from photography basics to true artistic expression. Now, you'll learn the ins and outs of your camera, you'll master lighting and editing, you'll even discover how to tell powerful stories through your images. But it doesn't stop there. In fact, Art Lens Academy actually helps you build a portfolio, a career, and a creative practice that's rooted in meaning and spirit and voice. So if you're ready to grow, and not just as a photographer, but as an artist, then this is your path. Click the link below to learn more and start your journey today. Now let's get back to the content. Okay, so you have your memory cards, you've taken some photos. Next thing you need to do is place those files into storage, meaning you need to transfer them to a computer, to a hard drive, someplace to keep them safe, because you never want to keep your files on your memory cards. So this is where hard drives come into place. Now, there are internal hard drives and external hard drives. An internal hard drive is built into your computer, and if you're just starting out and you have a good enough computer, you're certainly welcome to just store your files on your computer's local internal drive. However, having an external drive, even just as a place for backup storage, is a great idea. So let me give you 3 types of external hard drives. Now, the first is a portable HDD drive. I've got a couple of them here. It stands for hard disk drive. This kind of drive has a little spinning disk on the inside, so there's a little bit of a noise. It's super fast. It holds a lot of files. They're usually a little bit cheaper. It's great for backing up your photos and just saving all your projects that you don't need to open often. Then we have a solid state drive, or SSD, like this guy right here. There's no moving parts in here, so there's no spinning disk. That actually makes this quieter. It's also much faster and more reliable than the regular portable hard drives like this guy. Now, the SSDs are a really good choice if you need to edit your photos or videos directly from the drive. Particularly if you're traveling, this is a great option. Lastly, I just want to say that this one right here, you can see how small it is in my hand. This is 1 terabyte drive. So they make them pretty thin, pretty compact these days for a huge amount of storage. Lastly, if you shoot a lot, or maybe you're working in a studio environment, you might want to invest in one of these bad boys. This is a desktop backup drive or drive system with multiple storage bays. So as I open this up, you can see that there's 4 different storage bays inside of here. So this is primarily for storing a large amount of data over time, like years of photo shoots or artwork. And I gotta say, as you develop into a professional photographer and artist, eventually making a living off your work, you're definitely gonna wanna invest in one of these for all of your storage backups. Okay, so let's recap and go over a few quick tips. If you're just starting out, I would recommend getting a basic SD card like this and a small portable drive like this, right? Nothing too fancy. The question is, are you shooting a lot of video or maybe some fast action like sports? If you're doing that, you probably want a faster card and maybe a solid state drive like this guy for editing. But are you traveling a lot? Maybe you're doing action cameras. If you're using action cameras, you're definitely gonna need a micro SD card for those small GoPros, things like that. And if you're traveling, you definitely need a rugged drive to back all these things up and for protection. When I was working as a documentary photographer and traveling around the world, I definitely needed a rugged drive with a lot more protection on it. Now, are you working professionally? Maybe you're in a studio. Then you definitely want to get a larger storage bay like this for all the photos you're going to be doing. And depending on your camera you're using, maybe a medium format camera, you're going to need a CFexpress card. They're faster. They're much better for all those professional shots you're going to be taking. All right, guys, I know that digital storage may not be the most exciting thing. It's not quite like a new lens or new camera, but it's really important. And if you don't store your files properly, you could lose your work, and no one wants that. All right, guys, if you have any thoughts or questions, make sure to drop them in the comments below. And if this video helped you, make sure to like and subscribe for more great content. Also, make sure you click the link below for my free gear list where you get all of my recommendations for the best cameras, lenses, tripods, and more depending upon the type of work you're doing. And lastly, remember, great art doesn't have to be made with great gear. It's made by great vision. So keep creating, and I'll see you in the next video.